What's up, guys? My name is Bravo, and this is going to be a very interesting video that I actually had in mind like a couple of days ago now. And what this video is going to be about is going to be something else sort of, well, it is also sort of topic, but what I want to talk about is the new updates of of Elsword that they're doing. So a couple, I would say was it September? Let me see something because I think it was around September where they started to KOG started to create fourth job paths for every character now. I'm sorry, I just gotta see. Okay, never mind. It started August. It started August, but back to what I was saying. So in the beginning of August, I'm guessing KOG decided to create fourth job paths for every single character of Elsword because back then Rose the guest character that came from a game called Dungeon Fighter. I hope I got the name right. She was the only character at the time to have four job paths. Now, like with these latest updates, I'm guessing that's going to be happening every month. Every character is now going to be having a fourth job path other than Rose, so I guess that's really cool. The character that started it off this whole trend was Elsword. How he has, if this thing could bear with me, Elsword had Genesis, Eve, why did I say her name wrong? Eve had code Antithes. I hope I got that name right too, because I don't know how to pronounce that. And this month is going to be Aisha, because Aisha is the next character to get a fourth job. And apparently in Korea, she comes out in the 11th. So that's like a couple of days from now, like 4 days from now. And we didn't get much information on Aisha's fourth path. The only thing we did get was her second job on the fourth path, which is Mystic Alchemist. Now let's go click on this because I also saw like a couple of trailers on it, and this is what she looks like. So we kind of have like a clue of how she would might play in battle, kind of, because because my theory, just looking at the looking at her portrait, I have a feeling that either she has a playstyle of being a summoner job, just like Codescencia and Prime Operator, but I'm not sure. It kind of doesn't look like that. It kind of doesn't look like that at the same time because that thing, right next to her, could be like something that can help out her mechanic of doing something. I'm not sure. Maybe she could still be a summoner class, but she'll only be able to summon this thing depending on like what can happen. The transcendence, they didn't show. There is no transcendence portrait of her yet. It's just the second job. So if we scroll down, you can see that the first job is unknown and the third job is unknown of the fourth path, which I really find a little interesting. And like I said before, it comes out the 11th of this month. So I will be looking at a few videos to see how she would play because I usually don't like her playstyle. I mean, the only thing I can give a pass to is her third job of the third path, Metamorphy, because she does physical damage and she can like do close range stuff. So they kind of like, I guess that's kind of cool. So let's go down a bit. And so far we don't know how she's going to play it when it comes to like speed, attack, range, and difficulty. The only thing we got is that this is going to be a physical attacker. This fourth job right here. And now the fourth path. And now what I feel that what KOG is doing is that they're making these fourth job paths to balance out the characters attack attack patterns. So okay, let me make an example. So so for Elsword, back then he had Knight Emperor and Immortal. Those two job paths were physical attackers, and Rune Master was the only magical attacker for Elsword. But ever since Genesis came to be, now Elsword has two magical attack and two physical attack jobs. the same thing goes with Eve. She had two magical and one physical. They made code antitheses to make physical, so now she has two physical and two magical. And now Aisha, she had two magical as well, like two magical, one physical. They just made this to become physical, so that's good. And yeah, and so on, so forth. So that's what I think. That's what they're going to be doing with every other character. I don't know, and I don't know who else is come. I think if I can remember, one of the other YouTubers made a video talking about who would be the next one to get a fourth path after Aisha. I think it was either Raven or Ara. I'm not sure, but Raven, if I can remember, yeah, he has one physical job path and two magical job paths. So the next job path for Raven will be physical. So I guess that's so I guess that'll be awesome. Another thing I want to talk about the fourth job paths that they're doing for each character is the theme, because each job path has carries out a certain theme for a character. So like the first job path, I think they carried a theme of acceptance, where what the character can accept and what they can do to like be better on. I'm guessing the second path can be like the alternate path, where what they can do better, but in a different type of style. And then the last path, I think, which would be the third job path, would be the transformation of them like turning to a darker or evil side of themselves. If I don't know if that actually makes sense, but like let me go back to Elsword, try to make like a better example. So Night Emperor, right? Night Emperor, that's Elsword, like when he's like being a better character. Rune Master, if I can go back to it, I'll go back to it. Rune Master is an alternate path where he decides to like increase the magic inside his body and just let it all out. And Immortal, I'm guessing that's when he becomes like taking a dark path of being evil and stuff. Like most characters have something similar. And now the fourth path, that's one thing I want to talk about as well with the fourth path theme. I think the theme of every character's fourth path would be how could I say it? Like, because I know what the theme is. I just don't know how to say it in a short term. But what I feel like the theme of every character's fourth path is that everything is everything is good and dandy to them, but in the end is gonna end up damaging their bodies and etc. So like you know what I'm gonna call this theme for every character's fourth job path mental damage. I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call the theme for fourth path mental damage because Genesis, for example, right? Elsword became one with the L, and now all he's just I'm only existing for the L, and that's it. And what that does to him is that it's causing him to lose his like memories. It's causing him to lose emotion, etc., etc. And he just like, I'm just living only to serve this thing, and that's it. So like he doesn't care about anything else but protecting the L. So and next, I think Eve. I if I can remember for Eve, it was something about how she tries to create like this perfect world of Nasads and stuff, and Lolo doesn't know is that is actually kind of damaging her. Maybe it doesn't look like it's damaging her, but if you want like a better example of what can be damaged, is if you look at her weapons, right? Because she has two Nasad drones as weapons. Each each job path, you will see like the Nasad drones like being better at the same time, but this one, only one is getting like drastically powerful while the other one is getting drastically weaker. And that's a first. So like you can see this one at the bottom right here, like this one right there, how it is extremely weak and damaged. And this one over here is completely powerful. And I'm guessing that's because like she did something to her body to say how every failure is going to be converted into a success, and that's kind of what messed up her kind of mental state, well, robotic mental state or whatever. And yeah, so like it's kind of damaging her in a sense that everything that she deems a success are technically failures, and she wants to like abide by it. So like, hold on, okay, that's the next one version, whatever. Whatever. Rose, on the other hand, I don't think her fourth job path has anything involving mental damage. Like, I don't think she's doing something to like damage herself because it doesn't like if you could look at it like she's just chill, she's just creating robots like that just fights for her, etc. Whatever. It doesn't look like anything is damaging her. I mean, if anyone knows much about this job path of Rose, let me know what you think. But it doesn't look like anything is like damaging her in a mental or physical sense. Now let's go back to the characters. Let's go back to Aisha because since she's the next one, we can probably we could probably figure out like what can be damaging her. I'm just gonna look at the portrait again. So this is the portrait. How she has like this weird familiar thing, just walk like just chilling with her for a while. I feel like something's gonna happen. There's also been a lot. I even looked up a lot of theory videos about this too. Even one from Meteor Falcon. Shout out to him, really cool player. But I saw his video. He was talking about how like Aisha, her they showed us a glimpse of what she looks like in her third job, but people has been like pausing the video and looking very closely that she has no arms. So like she literally has no arms. Like I don't know what happened to her arms. Maybe she cut them off. Maybe something happened for her to not have arms. But she's literally armless. No one no one understands why. Maybe that's probably just an art like maybe that's like a error in the trailer art mistake or whatever. But if that's not, and she literally has no arms, then oh my goodness, she must have done something to herself to become this. Like because you look at the let me remove that. You look at her, she has arms, cool, right? But in the third job, she doesn't have any. I don't understand what she did to herself. Maybe okay, maybe let me try to put two and two together. So we all know the anime Full Metal Alchemist, right? The two main characters. I hope I. Oh my gosh, it was. I watched the anime. I just hope they don't get their name wrong. It was Edward, I think. It was Edward and Alphonse. I really need to watch that anime again. But in Fullmetal Alchemist, those two were brothers. They try to do an alchemy test to bring back their dead relative. Well, I think there was their dead mother or dead father. The alchemy mistake it went wrong, and then it cost it cost the main character his arm, and his brother cost him his whole body. That's why he was like a whole metal structure thingy majigga. Look, I'm trying my best here, but I think it has something related to that. So like she must have done something. It even says it right here, Mystic Alchemist. She must have done something to herself, and when it went horribly wrong, she must have when it met. I can't even speak. Oh my goodness! When it went wrong, she must have like lost her arms as a cost of her mistake. So I'm not sure if that's probably going to tie into it. That's just a good theory. Like I don't hope I don't get copyrighted on with that Full Metal Alchemist thing, but still, like that's kind of I think that's what's happening for Mystic Alchemist. I don't know. Maybe we just have to wait and see. 4 more days left for that, and it doesn't like that's all we know for this job path. They don't tell us anything else. Like no skills, no gallery, no additional combos, skill tree, second class advancement, nothing. It's just the artwork. They don't even tell us if she's like either gonna be slow, is she gonna be fast? They don't tell us if she's gonna be like a long range fighter, medium range. Doesn't even tell us the difficulty. The only thing they tell us is that she's gonna be a physical attacker, which is really cool. I just don't understand how that's gonna work, but again, they're trying to balance out the characters' like physical and magical attack patterns. So I guess that's cool. And yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. Hopefully, what I was talking about could actually make sense because I was actually struggling and tripping between words. Like I was trying to actually make it work because again, like it could literally probably happen like in a story sense. Aisha tried to do an experiment with alchemy. It went wrong and it cost her both of her arms. Maybe that could possibly happen, but again, we just got to wait and see. Like that's literally what I'm gonna call the theme of the fourth job path: mental damage, or better yet, physical slash mental damage. Because again, with the arms being gone and junk. All right, I'm gonna end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It is always appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.